Hatchet by Gary Paulson. Brian was a 13-year-old boy whose parents were recently divorced. He was incredibly saddened and upset by the parents' divorce and lived with his mom. That upcoming summer, he was going to visit his dad, who lived in Canada. He took a small, single-pilot plane to get to his dad's house in the wilderness in Canada. During the plane ride, the pilot taught Brian how to fly the airplane. Suddenly, the pilot had a heart attack and could no longer fly. Brian had to take over, but had to make a sudden landing in the lake. The plane crashed into the water, and Brian had to swim ashore. He quickly realized that he had to survive in the wilderness with the only item that he had on him, a hatchet. Brian struggled to live in the wilderness. He ate berries that made him sick, was struck by a porcupine, and had a moose charge him. With each passing day, Brian was getting better at survival. He made a shelter, kept a fire going, and got better at hunting food and getting fish. Just when he thought he had everything figured out, a tornado came blasting through. The tornado ended up bringing the plane to the surface of the lake. Brian paddled to the plane and found the survival kit, which had food, tools, and an emergency transmitter, which he thought was broken. Soon, he heard a noise coming from overhead. It was a plane. Does Brian get rescued, or will he be forced to survive in the wilderness?